This is the victim's day in court.
All eyes will be on Stamford Superior Court Friday as Judge Kevin Randolph decides how many years Michelle Troconis should spend behind bars. The 49-year-old faces a maximum punishment of 50 years if the judge sentences her to consecutive terms. Here's the options he's considering. In March, a jury convicted Troconis of the following crimes: conspiracy to commit murder, which carries up to 20 years in prison and a $15,000 fine; tampering with physical evidence, up to 5 years behind bars; and second-degree hindering prosecution, up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. But before the judge determines her fate, he will first hear victim impact statements from the family of mother of 5 Jennifer Dulos, whose body was never discovered but was believed to be killed by her estranged husband Fotis Dulos in 2019. He has since died by suicide and left his girlfriend Troconis, convicted of helping him cover up the murder, to pay the full price.
The judge is going to say, regardless of whether you did the act, you've been found guilty of conspiring to do it, which means that's what's going to be the end result. And then you help clear it up afterwards. I think after hearing impact statements from the family members, of a woman who had 5 children for no real motive other than selfishness, I think the judge is going to hammer her.
The Troconis family will also get a chance to speak before the judge, likely to ask him for leniency. Then the defendant herself, Michelle Troconis, will address the court. And for national legal analyst and defense attorney Mark Reichel, he advises her to say this.
If I were her attorney, I would absolutely say, look, we've got to do this. We've got to accept responsibility. You've got to show remorse. You've got to give them some closure. Okay, because there's this complete irritation out there. If there's someone saying, I'm innocent, you've got a family who doesn't believe that, who's lost their mother, lost their loved one. They don't believe that. So if you're still out there screaming you're innocent, boy, that doesn't give them finality. And I would argue to the judge, look, by doing this, we're giving finality. We're trying to make amends here. There's no reason to throw another life away who made a mistake, who's not the most culpable one.
Reichel is predicting a sentence of 25 to 30 years in prison, so we'll see if he's right. But the big question now becomes, what time could we learn the decision tomorrow? Sometimes these hearings can last all day, depending on how many people decide to speak during the victim impact period. The Dulos family has historically deferred comments to a family spokesperson, so we have yet to hear from Jennifer Dulos' mother or her 5 kids. We'll see if they decide to speak tomorrow. On the other side of this, Troconis parents and siblings have been very outspoken defenders of their daughter and sister. They maintain her innocence, and we can anticipate that they will do the same tomorrow. Brent and Sarah.
Yeah, so Bridget, just at the end of your piece there, you were talking about Michelle's strategy. He advises her to take responsibility and apologize for her actions, essentially, and yet she is still appealing this decision. Those are tricky waters to navigate. How does she do that? She's
going to have to decide, is my case for appeal strong enough that I want to take the gamble? Because the stakes are, she's 49 years old, and she could potentially die in prison. Sure. So does she want to take that gamble, or is it a better strategy for her long term than to say, I'm sorry, take accountability, and hope that the judge takes mercy on her?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Bridget.
Bridget. And Connecticut's news station has been following the entire Michelle Troconis trial and case. You can download our free Fox 61 News app for the timeline and much more.